Anthony, great to see you again, man. Welcome back to Pop Alternative.
Thank you for having me. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you. It's like your third time. Do I have to get you like a
I know.
mug or like a shirt or
I know.
something? What's
I
going
feel like
on?
I need like a badge or something.
Absolutely. Season three Exo Kitty worldwide on Netflix. I kind of want to know, like what is that kind of mindset, jumping back into playing Q? Like, is it different compared to season one? Like, what's that like for you specifically?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I've ever got to really play a character for this long. And so I find new pieces of him, little nuances, parts of me that I bring into the character every time I go back. And I feel like every time we all go back, we've evolved so much, not only as people, but as artists. And I feel like that translates in our work. And knowing people that long too and working with them in such tight quarters in a different country, like you get really close to these people really fast, and it just makes it evolves into something that I could have never imagined shooting the pilot 4 years ago now. Wow, I can't believe that it's been 4 years now.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I 4 years. Yeah, it's and like, did it feel like what's it like also when you like reunite with your cast? Like one when you reunite to film and then you see them at a premiere. What is that like? Does it feel like time never passed by? Does it feel like a long time or?
Honestly, like it doesn't feel like a lot of time has passed by when even in the grand scheme of things, like most of us don't see each other until like we do press after we wrap, which can be like 6 months to a year after. But we just all have this like bond. We filmed during COVID during our first season. I feel like that really like bonded us really quickly. And these people are like family to me now. I feel like if I were to see them 10 years down the line, it would feel like the old days, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's interesting as well. You know, is it always like, the coming of age slice of life component of Exo Kitty? We saw that with, also to all the boys and everything. That's really kind of a big part of everything. What is the kind of preparation for playing a character that, maybe is lost, doesn't know what he's doing? Is there a lot of preparation or is it just kind of like, you just go for it type thing?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like there was a lot of pulling from my own teenage chaos and drama. I feel like no one really has like a smooth teenage experience. At least I didn't. So it was very easy to pull from that. But like the preparation process is different with every season, with every storyline. Season one, I didn't really have much time to prepare. I went straight from Love Victor. 10 days later, I was shooting Exo Kitty. So there wasn't a ton there for me to do. And I also think season one, I didn't have as big of a storyline either. So it wasn't necessary. In season two, my storyline shifted and I had an enemies to lovers trope. And I also was running track a ton. So the preparation was more physical for that
Yep.
than it was like emotional or with my artistry or anything like that. Season three, I definitely dealt with a lot more heavy themes
Yep.
and a lot more difficult scenes. And that I felt like I was almost prepared for it in a way because I was like waiting for something like that. Like I knew that that was something that I wanted to do with this character in this show. And it was something that I kind of like I was ready for. It didn't feel like I had to do a ton of prep for. I also have to like shout out my scene partners, Josh, Josh, Joshua Lee. He is like our chemistry is unmatched, and I feel like it really shows on screen. And he is such a giving and kind scene partner. It makes it so easy to fall into these scenarios with
Mhm.
him, and it makes it feel super real. I also have to shout out Martha Milan, who played my mom in episode 5. Such an incredible actress, just so in it with me, and that makes it so much easier when we're on the same page. And our directors too, our incredible directors this season. A lot of them returned, some new. Michael Medico, for example, he's a newer director this season. He just understood. He knew. He got it. And I think him being also a queer man directing those scenes with my character, it added that level of understanding and personal experience that I felt really helped with those scenes. So I have to say, like, I didn't personally do a ton of preparation, but I was supported by cast and crew throughout this season that helped me bring out the best performances that I could.
No, absolutely. And season three of XO Kitty now is streaming worldwide on Netflix, and we gotta say, this is a very passionate fan base.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Yeah,
Um,
we gotta say that right now, and it's crazy, just kind of the worldwide, across different time zones, wherever you are, you might wake up and like people have already binged it all. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But yeah,
yeah.
can you talk about the passionate fan base a little bit and
Absolutely. I am so grateful and lucky that I'm on a show where we have fans that are so involved in us as people and also our storylines on the show. I do have to say though, the internet and social media is a very complicated place. It can be a very positive place, as we've seen regarding the show, but it can also be a place where people can take things out of context and certain things that I've said online that were meant to be kind of like a tongue-in-cheek way to engage with the fans have turned into things that were not the narrative that I was trying to portray. And I just want to say that and move past that. I love my cast. I love the show that I'm on. There is no animosity there. So I want to squash that now. But I am super grateful that people are interested in what I have to say. I just have to be a little bit more careful about how I present it.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm very grateful that our fans are so involved and so invested in us as actors and also our characters on the show. It means the world to me.
Absolutely. No, for sure. Appreciate you saying that. Yeah, the elephant has left the room.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand how that could be misinterpreted. I just want to clear the air now. There's no animosity on my end. I have nothing but love for the show,
Yep.
and I thank you guys for whoever's watching this for being invested just as much as I am.
Absolutely. And people love Q, and this is what matters, right? If you think about it.
Yeah,
And
and at the end of the day, that's the takeaway. They love Q. They don't want to see Q go, and I don't either. So I just want to say thank you to you guys. But please, like it's all good. We're all
I
good.
think I've asked you this for season two because season one is kind of always, a little tricky because the landscape is so unknown to everyone. Like you've never played Q before, we've never seen Q. Season two, we talked about it a bit, but like, do you think there's a quality or something you think like why do you think people love Q so much? Like, do you think like playing this character now for 3 seasons? Is there something you think really kind of hits stride with the audience specifically with Q?
I think Q is one of those places that is like an area of reprieve normally in the show where there's, not so much drama and he's kind of like the glue that holds the group together. We see that kind of unravel in season three, but I think that's very indicative of what it's like to grow up and you make mistakes and things happen that you don't necessarily plan out. And that is very normal in today's world. And I think it's really cool that I got to show that side of Q. And I know that probably wasn't received well by a lot of fans because they're used to seeing Q in a certain light. I am too. I'm guilty of that as well. But I think that's what's important about a YA show is just showing how different upbringings can be and how your decision making is challenged throughout your upbringing too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. To kind of add to that a little bit, I kind of wanted to know a little bit more about, the conversations that kind of happen for like with you specifically with like when you prepare for a character like this, like you said, everything that kind of happens. Um are there kind of specific kind of themes or like specific talking points you think about before stepping back into Q? It's similar to my question at the beginning of the interview, but like you said, more heavy things for this season. I mean, is that whole mindset like are maybe is your music playlist a lot different? Like I'm just wondering, how do you step back into that?
Totally. I mean, this season Q was not the happy-go-lucky, friendly guy that you normally see. He was dealing with a lot of internal conflict,
Mhm.
and I definitely use music as a tool to like get myself into those mindsets. I listen to a lot of like Gracie Abrams or like just like sad like breakup music because that was something that Q was really going through, not only with Jin, but also rehashing things with Marius. It was bringing up a lot of past trauma. So it was very, very different from how I approached season one and two. I was a lot more to myself. I kind of, I wouldn't say I'm method by any means. I have a lot of respect for actors who are method, but for me, it was more so of just like taking a little bit of time before, stepping in. Like maybe I wasn't as social with the cast that morning, or, keeping my headphones in the hair and makeup trailer, that kind of thing. Just kind of
Yeah.
like keeping myself and like really trying to walk in Q's shoes and throughout those scenes. So I wouldn't say it was more, it was definitely more of like a conscious decision to be um, keeping to myself than it was like a method or like a strategy on how to do it. I'm very instinctual when I act. I try to listen to my scene partner as much as possible and really feel and empathize with the characters rather than like study every single beat. I just kind of let it flow. And usually, I don't know if that's the correct way to do it, but usually that's what works for me.
Absolutely. And then last question. This is really interesting. This could go either way. You could know the answer to this, but maybe not know the answer. This might be the easiest. I'm just thinking about this now. This might be the easiest question or the hardest question to ask. Is there a song that best represents Q, in your opinion?
Oh my God. I think for this season, it's I Miss You, I'm Sorry by Gracie Abrams.
Mhm. I had a
Um, I
feeling. When
I
you said Grace, it's so funny.
I
Is you
mean, like,
said
there's
Grace
like
Abrams. I could
dozens
hear
of
that song
songs
playing.
that could go into this, but it was "I Miss You, I'm Sorry" by Gracie Abrams that I was playing on repeat when I was going through these scenes with Josh, especially. So I'd say for that season, it's that. I don't know about like other seasons. I feel like every season is a different version of Q. Like season one was the, happy best friend, and then season two was like the athlete who was, battling with his athletic career and his relationship.
Mhm.
Then season three was the sad, sad boy who was torn between two people that he loved. So
Mhm.
I've gotten to really put myself in very different situations throughout the show. So I would say every season's like a different song.
Season two is probably like an EDM or something dancey because of the like
Yes.
maybe like Hello by
The
Dragonhead
club
or something like
scene
that.
and like it was very like heated rivalry core.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say it was more of like an intense clubby kind of song. Season one, probably, I don't know, probably just like a K-pop song, like something fun, something easy, something everyone likes. Yeah.
Someone's gonna make so after this, we're hoping because getting back to the fact that we have the passionate fans of Exo Kitty, we're gonna get the Q playlist going. I hope people will make
I
playlists.
would save that, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Exo Kitty season 3 is streaming now worldwide on Netflix. Anthony, great to see you again. Thank you so much for coming back on the show. Congrats on everything with all your other projects and playing Q for 3 seasons. I really appreciate your time, man.
Thank you so much for saying that, and thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'll come back.
Absolutely. Your Instagram account is just your name. People want to keep up to date with everything, and you'll be sure to share and save those playlists and people make those Q playlists.
Absolutely. I'm waiting for him.
Absolutely. Well, this has been Pop Turner, youtube.com/Pop Turner. For previous episodes, you can catch Anthony Keyvan as Q in season 3 of Exo Kitty, streaming worldwide now on Netflix. Until next time, this is Anthony and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.